2019. Half of life across the galaxy is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. All at the click of a finger, half of the Avengers are gone. And Thanos is sat on his fat one. Just sat there, chilling. Mission accomplished. I tell you what's left. That SOB Nick Fury picked up his pager, and guess what's coming your way? Captain Marvel. Hey guys, it's BeevDawg, and I'm bringing you the Captain Marvel 4K review. This is where I burn my money so you don't have to. So, I mean, who is Captain Marvel? We're 20 films into the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Spent so much time around the likes of Iron Man and the Hulk and Thor. But who's Captain Marvel? She's just dropped on our laps, and we're nearly at the finish line for Chapter 3. We've lost half of the Avengers, and then cliffhanger drops in Infinity War. Captain Marvel doesn't actually follow in the timeline like every other movie in the MCU. It takes a step back. It's more of an origin story. We have Brie Larson, who plays Carol Danvers, who is Captain Marvel. She already has her powers. The film starts off on the homeland of the planet Kree. Now, if you're wondering who the Kree are a strong alien race with blue skin that took Carol Danvers in, and she has memory loss, yet she has her powers. Now, she doesn't have the full potential of her powers. Device on the back of her neck that limits her powers. She can just pretty much fire photon beams out of her hands. Now, for all those wondering, why is Captain Marvel important? What's she got to do with the MCU? She's the most powerful Avenger of all of them. Only just thrown her in towards the end because she's actually strong enough to defeat Thanos. Her powers came from the Tesseract, which is one of the Infinity Stones that Thanos has on his Infinity Gauntlet. Jude Law, Brie Larson, fantastic opening scene. He's a Kree as well, played by Jude Law. He's the villain in this, fantastic actor. He's trying to mentor Captain Marvel. They've broke her away. She's got memory loss. And there was a half-broken dog tag. So yeah, she's Carol Danvers. The dog tag was broken off and it just had VERS on the end. So they just took her away and called her Veers. He's trying to get her to outwit him with, fists and feet, but she's just firing photons out of her hands. She comes off all smug, and he's like, I'm trying to mentor you so you can outbeat me one day. Very good chemistry, very good opening scene. Just to keep it simplified, there's the Kree and there's the Skrulls. The Skrulls are the green aliens, the Kree are the blue aliens. When I started watching this film, I was a little bit out because of my dedication to watching Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was completely aware of who the Kree were, but I just had to go with it. For someone that enjoys Marvel films, Captain Marvel starts out there and you just have to bear with it because it has to bring the backstory in and speed you up with who are the Kree, what's going on. It leads to Veers going on a strike mission with a strike team with the Kree. They encounter the Skrulls. Captain Marvel gets captured and then she ends up being taken to Earth. The reason for this is on Earth, where she got her powers from, the Tesseract with the Infinity Stone. This film is set back in the 90s, so it's an origin story. The Skrulls want to get inside her head, and very smart. Remember, Captain Marvel has no memory of being on Earth, who she was. All she knows is, my memory's blank. I'm with the Kree. Why have I been captured by the Skrulls? They're looking for coordinates on where, looking inside her brain, going back to her childhood, spinning it up. To see a quick flashbacks of Captain Marvel's life, how she grew up, and at one point where they're trying to obtain some coordinates that are buried deep inside a brain to find the Tesseract that powers the light speed drive. Crazy, we've got aliens looking for light speed drive, jumping through space back in the 90s. Yeah, back when I was in the 90s, sat on a bloody computer that was a big ass bulky screen, and when my mum was on the phone to my auntie, oh hello, just hit that dial-up internet, and he used to go, so yeah, it's kind of crazy. The 90s nostalgia. You've seen the trailer for Captain Marvel, you'll be like, oh my god, that is my childhood. If you've seen the trailer for Captain Marvel, she falls from the Skrull spaceship into frickin' blockbuster. The 90s, then one of the funniest parts of this film is all the 90s nostalgia. Blockbusters, the internet cafes with the dial-up internet, the quotes for Fresh Prince. Fresh Prince, man! That is now old. Just want to put a few more positive spins on this film. Samuel L. Jackson is an old fucker now. Everyone knows that he plays Nick Fury in the MCU. My god, the aging CGI on this film for him is amazing. Not only did I relive the 90s, but Nick Fury looks so fucking young. Pardon my language. He looks so young. I couldn't believe it. It's such... We're in like 2019, the aging technology. I actually thought I was watching Captain Marvel in the 90s. Only when these films take a step back and they're set in the past, get to see a couple of the old actors brought in. So not only do we get to see Nick, I'm a massive Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan. Clark Gregg's in there as Agent Coulson. I was hoping that Agent Coulson would play more of a major role, more of a bit of a side role. Nick Fury gets most of the screen time here out of the two, and he's then setting up Brie Larson. It's her film. Nick Fury goes along his journey. The chemistry that bounces off these two is fantastic. I think Nick Fury does a lot for Brie Larson's character. The reason I'm saying that is Brie Larson playing a role as Carol Danvers, trying to relocate her memories through being on Earth throughout the film. That she's the most powerful Avenger. She doesn't show any emotional weakness. She comes off sometimes as very emotionless, but in these scenes where she's quipping jokes with Nick Fury, she shows that emotion. It's great to see that humour. That's the Marvel humour that Marvel fans come here for. It's going to get a bit fanboyish right now. I'm going there. DC, Marvel. So happy that Captain Marvel has been brought to the table. She's another female role model that other women can look for inspiration for. I'm glad there's more female role models out there, more female superheroes. But I've got to take Wonder Woman. That was done fantastically. Gal Gadot that played Wonder Woman, compared to Captain Marvel, even though she had some badass scenes back in World War One, though she had bullets coming at her and she was using a shield to block it, even though she was strong and solid, Wonder Woman still had levels. She showed emotional weakness, she had a lot to think about, she was emotionally impacted, whereas Brie Larson in Captain Marvel doesn't have those levels. But I'm not going to knock that, it's still a great film. I enjoyed it. She's a fantastic role model, and I can see other female fans taking inspiration from this film, because it is a strong film. The only gripe I really have with this Captain Marvel film is it lacks the tone. It's off with the pacing a little bit. 20 films into the MCU, and every other Marvel that has its own indie director that puts their own spin on things and gives every other Marvel film its own identity, its own tone. 20 films in and it struggles with the pacing a little bit. Act 1, it opens up, it's all fast and action paced. Next minute it's 90s nostalgia, then it's a buddy cop movie, and then the next minute it slows right down, and then at the end it's all fast and action paced. All the other Marvel films manage to balance all those aspects out a little bit better. Like I said, it's not a bad film. Enjoyed this film. I had to be switched on to keep up with the pacing a little bit, but at the same time it drew me in, it had my attention. I'm the biggest Marvel whore you could know. Yeah, let's have a look at what the internet thinks about Captain Marvel. So jump into IMDb. The audience have given the film 7 stars out of 10. So the audience think Captain Marvel's good, it's not great, it has its flaws. Now the Metascore that it's received is 64. So the critic reviews slightly down from 7, but it falls along the lines of it's a good film. Jumping over to Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter is saying 78%. Critics are rating it a bit higher. They're saying, oh, it's good. Actually, it could be great. Now the audience score is 55%. They're saying it's very average, it's not good, it's average. I know when Captain Marvel came out back in the cinema, there was sort of a divide of 2 sets of people. Some people were like, I want this film to succeed. Others were hating on it, and I know a lot of people went on there and started pushing all the ratings down, so I don't know if that's got anything to do with that, but you've kind of got an idea where it stands. Now, what's BeevDawg's personal take? Brie Larson's a great actor. The film has its 90s nostalgia. It had me laughing, reminiscing. There was obviously some pacing issues. It kept me attached. The Marvel comedy's in there. That is why I am rating this film a treat. Let's get a close-up. Shiny front cover. So you've got your Captain Marvel on the front, and then all your information, your little plot teaser on the back. Let's just get the sleeve off. So we've got, again, Captain Marvel on the front and the information on the back, all the same. Let's go inside where the magic happens. So you've got your no digital download code to give away this time, guys. I'm very sorry about that. I have on this side, everyone, the Blu Ray version. If you take it round to a friend's house and they don't have a 4K player, you can still watch the film. And then on this side here, you have the 4K Blu Ray. Want to purchase a copy of this? The link is down below, so you can go ahead and make a purchase off Amazon. So YouTubers, that was the 4K Blu Ray Captain Marvel review on BeevDawg's highlight reel. If you enjoyed this video, go down, hit that like button, then scroll over to the other side. Please subscribe if you want to see future videos, and if you want to be notified, just go down and hit that notification bell. YouTubers, as you know, I'm BeevDawg, and I only ask you to do one thing, and keep it real.